in 1998. As an ASCAP member with 20 years of experience in music and digital copyright,
I'm kind of convinced that's why they were hanging out in their hall earlier. Like, I'm going to talk about copyright. I'll just stand out here and eat breakfast. But I can promise you this will be the most fun that you've had in a long time in the corner. And hopefully, after your workshops here today, it's so easy. It'll be one of those things that I find to be like, you know, the GPS in my car. How did I ever live without this, right? That's what I find to be true about podcasting. And everything from history teachers to math teachers, even myself in terms of the ability to podcast my articles, is just a great way to, you know, to get your information out there. So you'll find yourself using that. Now, what's really scared me though, is that whenever we go to a lot of these national conferences where we might be speaking or giving a workshop, and I'll walk into a podcast workshop class, and we're also going to use some of those keywords as a basis for our discussion. So hopefully the speakers are loud enough. If any of you in the back cannot hear, just give me the, you know, the thumbs up to turn it up some for you. And here we go. He was the one that led the parade against a Napster college student to get him sued and the company put out of business and then eventually made legal. Exactly. So Phil, be sure that this guy gets a bonus volume as well. Right? But I think in terms of count and quantity, it goes to, yes. Because whenever it comes to music, there's this thing called branding. Forget all the copyright things I'm about to tell you regarding fair use and education. Because there's also this thing called artist branding. And that's where an artist gets to dictate how their image and how their music is used. All the copyrights and the record labels aside. And use it without permission. Because all it takes is for one student to use, to like, maybe he's doing something about gun control in New York City schools and he uses a song by the Pretenders. Well, Chrissy Hine of the Pretenders, who is the songwriter and publisher of that music, is an avid PETA person and also an anti-gun. She wants nothing, even what is the purpose of the jazz music? Is it ambient? Is it that? Yeah, if it's being used to teach about jazz, then what you're talking about is posting it on the internet, for example. In that case, you would need to get permission. One thing that you can do, and this question comes up quite frequently in distance learning, because like you said, you're trying to share it with a group. One thing that you can do, especially in a Web 2.0 environment, is to make it password protected for those who are trying to get the lesson. Same thing as if we were video conferencing this particular workshop to maybe some others who could not attend today. As long as we had it on a password protected network, we wouldn't have to get permission. If we decided to go public with it, where some person in China or wherever could log on and look at it, at that point we would need to get permission. Okay? But if you can keep it on a closed network to share it, that's best, and then you avoid seeking permissions. Yes?
What if I